In a world wrought with struggle and strife, a world rich with beauty and grandeur, a world where peril lies around every corner, a world of casting and honing. One group steps up to share the perspective of the masses in this, the World of Warcraft. We are Pwnecast, the voice of the players.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Welcome back. You are listening and/or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 75, and we are in patch 6.2.2. I am your Warlock host, Belle. Today, you guys might have noticed we don't have a redhead on the show. He has been disinvited to the podcast for this evening. Not because of domestics or the wife's mad or anything, just because we wanted to have a very, very special guest. Some of you probably already recognize him. This is Stone. He is from WoWChallenges.com, and he is the keeper of the Ironman Challenge stats currently for the website and is brand new to podcasting. So welcome. We're happy to have you here.
I am happy to be here. I was telling you guys before, I'm a big fanboy. Like, huge.
I'm a fanboy too.
Huge.
I'm jealous. You get to work with Lita all the time. She's my, if I were to have a feminine crush, she would be my feminine crush outside of Xena, the warrior princess. It would be Lita for sure.
Another 5 points for the Aussies.
I mean, Xena definitely is, she's top of the list of women I would do.
She's awesome.
Leather, swords, enough said.
How does this show decline this much in such a...
I have to shift.
I can't stand all three of you guys right now. I did bring I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the Death Knight who caught the bridal bouquet Lycan.
No, they wouldn't let me catch it. Actually, it was really funny, though. I did go up there. My cousin got married. I actually had 2 weddings to go to. My first cousin got married, and he's this big 6'2", big-chested hillbilly. And we went up there for the bridal dance. I ran right up to him, started dancing with him, and he's like, looking at me, going, there's something wrong with this guy. But, yes, I did get dressed up. Actually, it was just for you guys, though.
So your 2 cousins got married?
Not to each other.
Wow.
I'm glad someone clarified that. I didn't want to ask.
The wedding was in Maryland, not some other state. It's really close to Maryland.
Hots had said something in our chat last week about why do Arizona this, and I'm like, I don't know. Why do cousins marry each other in the state you're from? I don't really know why people do those kind of things. Well, we're glad you're here and you made it from 2 weddings because weddings suck. So kudos on being an act. I can't even deal with what's happening. There's an inside joke happening here, guys, and just know it's disgusting. I did also bring the shaman who is likely going to lose his wife to World of Warcraft. Huge bloke.
I am honestly, it's such a double-edged sword. I'm terrified, but I'm amazed at the same time. Mrs. Bloke has fired up her account and is quite proud of the fact that she has a level 10 paladin.
That's hard for her though, so I'm really proud of her.
It's double hard when you're scared of just about anything and everything that can kill you in the game. And
are you helping her?
I'm letting her experience the game herself, and
so if you don't have the patience to teach somebody else WoW, because I don't either, so we're good.
No, I'm just letting her go, and if she's got questions, I'm answering them. But Little Bloke's been aiding and abetting as opposed to helping. He started. He's an orc loyalist, and he started a little alliance character so that he can track around with his mum. And if you hear the debates and arguments and carry on that's going on with a pair of level 10s running around Elwyn Forest, it's kind of...
They're on our server, aren't they?
They're on Amenthal at the moment.
Somebody told me that they seen a little bloke and a Mrs. Bloke and didn't know if there was any relation, and I don't remember who it was. So
yeah, it's a pretty safe bet if you say, because he even Little Bloke's he's really excited about the fact that his character name is Little Bloke, and then his mum is Mrs. Bloke. I'm like, this is like my own creepy fan club, but it's cool. I'm down with it.
It loses its value on an Australian server, though, doesn't it? Isn't everybody bloke there? It's better than an American server because then you really are like a bloke. No?
Well, I might put that forward to the bloke collective to
You're like the
start
Borg, I swear. You guys just keep replicating and assimilating.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
Watched a
no,
lot of Star
it's been a
Trek
good
recently.
it's been a good week because she's really been enjoying it. I'm just terrified that that'll be the end of it.
Yeah,
now.
once you unleash the beast, you can't really put a lid on it. So good luck with that endeavor. But it's okay because
Fingers crossed.
somebody else is gaming, so we're happy about that. We don't have a whole lot of news. I'm actually going to move through the news rather quickly so that we can dive into having some what I'm 100% positive is going to be fuckery when we're talking with Stone. So we're gonna go through the news rather quickly so we can get a nice hefty segment going on there. Just so you guys are aware, the Pet Battle bonus event is happening. You get 200 experience gained on all your pet battles till Tuesday. Also, you got to defeat. There's a quest from your guy on the left side of your town hall or wherever it's at for Horde. Defeat 5 random people. It didn't really go so well for me. I've done quite a few of them, and I'm struggling. So
I'm the same.
yeah, I lost all of them, and it's because I'm picking the wrong pets. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know. I've just got the. It's hard because you can't pick what you need to have on you before you queue. Like you'll never know what you're going to get. It's just a random bunch of fuckery. So you could have like you could have like a mechanical and a flying and all that, and then you're going up against 3 that your pets are not going to do any good against, and it's actually terrible. So
Mama always said pet battle is like a box or like a box of chocolates.
It's rough, but take advantage of the extra 200 experience gained on your pet battles when you're doing, especially if you're trying to get your level 3 menagerie. Now's the time to do it too, because you have to have 150 during our pet battles. So get in on that. BlizzCon in-game goodies for the virtual ticket holders were announced, and we all knew about Mercadan, the battle pet. Heroes of the Storm Nexus Battle Beast mount, blue, purple, and yellow tints, Hearthstone Blizzard 2015 card pack, StarCraft 2
awesome.
portraits, and Diablo 3 BlizzCon pennant, treasure, Murloc pet, and portrait. So looks pretty cool. Hopefully those of you that can't actually attend BlizzCon will get the virtual ticket, if nothing else, for the goodies, because it's going to be pretty awesome to have that swag. Harvest Festival is going to be going on until the 28th. Remember, we had talked about before the launch of one of the patches, we had talked about the new holiday quest line for the Harvest Festival that gives you 3 of the following options for adding like a neon spectral thing to your tune. And you have 3 different color options. So make sure you guys go through and get those because that should be pretty cool. Something different, I guess. Don't forget also Brewfest is going on till October 6th. Make sure you do your dailies. You also want to make sure you're doing your Corin Dire Brew every day on all of your alts. I ran all of my alts are all healers, so I literally had an instant queue on all of my alts and was done in like 6 minutes. Didn't get anything except for the gear, but you do get some 670 pieces. There's 5 or 6 different pieces that you could get, as well as the RAM and the Kodo also. As a possibility of getting those, so make sure you guys dive in there and do that every day and go do all your Brewfest stuff, which is located directly below Ironforge in Keranos. Thank you. You can go do your dailies and you can fight other players for Wolpentingers. It's super fun when people steal your Wolpentingers. It's my favorite part of Brewfest is fighting other assholes.
Drives me crazy.
Oh, and they know.
Sniping them.
They see you doing it and they know. Really, there's one to your right. Can you mind your business? But no, here in the community of World of Warcraft, we try really, really hard to steal your quest items because that's how we...
If you go where the camp is, you got the road that leads up to Ironforge. If you go just over the other side of it and down the little cliff, there's never anyone
no
there,
one's there.
And you get 5 in 10 seconds and it's done.
In the map shows you the quest area where to get the Wolpertinger, and it's way over there. And if you keep going,
I'm afraid to step outside of that box. I think
do it.
Right.
Go.
Yeah,
Okay.
where the road to Ironforge is, if you go literally just over the other side of it, there'll be a whole gang of them running around because nobody ever touches them.
Oh yeah.
So there
I enjoy Brewfest because I'm Brew of the Month naturally, and this month they had it was freaking out. I got 5 of them. I was like, yes.
Really? You got off lightly. I got 30 of them.
13 or something.
Did you?
I had to sit there and manually delete them all.
I sat in my Garrison because my Garrison looks like a mini town now, which we'll talk about that when we talk about my week in WoW, because boy, did I have a freaking awesome week this week. But we'll talk about that after towards the end of the show. We'll get into what we all did. So that was pretty much the rundown on the news. Once again, you guys already know the drill. When it's that time of year when the Blizzard's really, really quiet, they're gearing up for BlizzCon. There's a lot of secret squirrely shit happening. Overwatch beta should be coming out soon. Legion beta should be coming out soon. They got a lot of stuff they're gearing up for. So it's going to be pretty quiet, and you're going to have to look to us for your entertainment, which, sorry, already in advance if you're looking to us to be your in-flight entertainment while we're waiting for announcements and such. So those of you guys have probably already heard, we've probably talked about Stone quite a few times on the show. WoW challenges, if you guys are any kind of lovers of World of Warcraft, you already know about the Ironman. You don't have to necessarily have participated to know anything about it. And Stone actually took over this website. It had been dropped and kind of left to fall by the wayside, and he picked it back up and dusted it off and is doing big things over there and just started his own podcast. So Stone, what made you want to take this project on?
Well, I was part of it for about 2 years prior to, but I was just really off and on. I wasn't really hardcore. And the guy that made the original website all of a sudden disappeared. Nobody knows where he went. He's just gone.
Maybe CSI needs to be called?
I don't know, but he didn't pay for his website bills, and the website went up for auction, and I was like, okay, so yeah, Iron Man is awesome, but I saw we can do more, right? Yeah. And so I was like, but if we're gonna go ahead, I need that site for sure. So, because I mean, everybody knew where that was, and there are rules, links for this old site, right? So now I'm coughing because I got some crap in my throat. Thanks, bloke. And
it's always my fault.
And so basically, I won it on auction, and I had to. I have to talk a little bit more quietly. I actually had to use some of my own money, and it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend. And I'm not sure if it was somebody outbidding me on purpose, or if it was the auction site upping the bid.
Sure, it was the auction site. We tried to get Pwnecast.com. They're assholes.
So I eventually got that and went from there. And that was a key thing, was to get hold of the old site. I mean, we tried to send the guy email. I actually tried to call the number that they actually had for the
his technical contact.
Yep, and nothing. So
his last year gain for sure, and you still have never heard. He's never reached out, right?
Nothing. So we don't know what he's doing.
Well, we might have to.
Not sure what happened.
Launch a full-scale investigation to see if he's.
Care. Just keep doing what you're doing and kicking ass.
So things are progressing pretty nicely for you as far as that goes. Tell us why you wanted to start doing podcasting.
I just thought that. Well, I knew that I wanted to do podcasting way back, like years ago, and I never really felt like I had something unique to offer, because there's a lot of them out there that are pretty much the same, right? Yeah. It's just, you're just going to hear.
It's a tough market for differentiating yourself, for sure.
And I knew I didn't want to just go and make one up, and so that kind of went off to the wayside. And when we got the website up and running, it was really when the midsummer fire thing happened.
Don't you have to pee on something? Is that
to put out fires and stuff like that? And you have to whip it out, and
I remember Price telling
us.
Measure one side.
And
I'm going to tell everybody what you guys are talking about at the end of the show, FYI.
I remember who you're talking to. It's not like I care.
I'm just leaning. Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing in it at all.
Bloke is really leaning, though.
For those of you listening that can't physically see, they keep making reference to balls, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the reference is to, and to one hanging lower than the other, because I don't have them, so I don't really know that one hangs lower than the other. I'm going to have to investigate.
Go see Darks and you'll find out.
I'm going to have to get some pictures and photos and make some comparisons on the interwebs to find out if this is scientifically a fact, but that's what they're referring to.
Please take your pictures and forward them off to Belle at Pwnecast.net. She would gladly like to go and see them because she has a nice reference.
I better not get one dick pic in my email because I'm going to be literally...
Sorry, what was that address? I need to write that down.
Belle at Pwnecast.net.
That's awful.
Go in here.
Dick pics all day long. So yeah, this is my life, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I signed up for. See, Stone, when I grew up and decided I wanted to be a podcaster, this is what was given to me by the WoW gods. Here, take these men and do things. So
talk about
I'm punished for a past life, I'm sure.
But listen, but you guys, I mean, you guys joke, but you guys have something really good here, like really good. And I mean, when I first watched you guys, I was like, holy shit, like these guys are like normal folks. They'll, well,
we're not.
Let's not go throwing terms around all willy-nilly.
I'm pretty sure Lycan's eating right now because he's not.
Sure.
He's emailing something.
And nothing needs to be perfect, and it's not. Please do, please.
No.
And that's why I like the show. It was like, holy crap, like I love it. And it wasn't like over the top, like F you, and blah, 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 but it was like, we're just folks, man, and we're gonna give you the straight shit. And and that's what drew me to you guys. So don't knock it, man.
I think we're
thankful for those two guys.
See, we've come a long way. We've lost some of the main players or the vets or originals. I would say some of the original creators, and I mean it was to our benefit because we've not that they were bad, but improvement happens in the natural course of change, and I think the show kind of took on a beast of its own, and then the PDQ and the stream, like literally so many things happened so quickly, and now we're heading to BlizzCon. It's one of those moments where we're like, wait, is this really happening? And we're not even big yet. We're not even anybody special just yet.
He's big.
Well, I mean, he's not as big as that guy that was bagging my groceries. That guy was like a freaking giant. Oh. My husband turned around and was like, holy giant.
I thought that was like a euphemism for something else.
It was in the conversation that we were having until she put the photo to go with it. And I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. Now we're just like randomly cyber stalking my people, like the giant folks, and like taking sneaky ninja pictures of him.
6 inches taller than my husband at minimum, literally, from what I could gather.
He's like 4'3". That's not hard.
My husband is 6'3".
It's all the same when you're under 7 foot.
I don't really know how that's going to work out when we all go to BlizzCon, and I'm just going to be Mrs. Tiny amongst all the... Well, Cody's a midget, too.
We've had this discussion, and I'm still maintaining that I'm going to stick one of those Argent Squire flag things on your back with a little LED on top so I can see you walking through the crowd.
And Stone, you're going to... Was you on the right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to Calm Before the Storm?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Are you going to be on? Are you going to be doing your own little thing?
I'm not big enough to be
on.
I just assumed, are you kidding me?
Listen,
no.
I don't even know how we are even there. Literally, it is beyond me how we are going to be able to do 15 minutes on World of...
because you guys do a great show.
No,
I've done... Tonight would be my second show. Okay, so... and really, I just do a website for people that are bored,
not
to play the game.
Right? You're totally limiting what you're giving to the community. This is, and I want to make sure that you're aware of how serious this is to the community. People that are taking care of what matters to the community, and they're putting that at the forefront at people's fingertips, that's a big deal. The streamers out there that are streaming, doing 24-hour streams so that you can buy more computers for them and you can pay for their plane tickets to all these different things, those are not what matter to the community. Nobody cares about those people because they're fly-by-night fancies. They're gone as soon as they're too old to play or people stop giving a shit. Literally. It's the people like you, Stone, that give back to the community in ways that nobody else can. The Ironman is a huge thing for people. You've inspired some of my own guildies, literally, to go and do the Ironman because
Cool.
they got completely inspired by you bringing back the website. And it's something that everybody knew from previous, but a new generation of players is upon us.
Even I've said, like, once I finish leveling up, I think I've got 2 more characters to go. Once I finish leveling up, I'm not quite mental enough to try and do Ironman and neutral at the same time, but we'll try.
You're gonna do a neutral?
Yeah, I made a deal a while back.
Oh, Johnny, the neutral panda.
I got to do a neutral as well, and that's going to be an overtime thing. But the more I look at your website and I listened to your podcast, the first episode, and I loved it. And I turned around and said, like, once I finish leveling my turns, I'll go back and do an Ironman, because for me, after 10 years of playing the game, it's nice to find a new interest in something like the Ironman Challenge and go through the website and see that it's not just, don't die. It's like, don't kill anything. And you've got those different options. So I now have something that I can go back and genuinely say, or here's a part of the game that I haven't, tried, or here's a part of the game that I haven't succeeded in, sort of thing. So
I have a question. Talk to me about how the Ironman works on a PvP server.
Same thing.
So what happens if they get ganked?
They're dead. So there's actually...
I lose my shit and set someone on fire.
It's very fun. Is it okay? Well, this is the thing. Is it okay if I talk about another podcast?
We love all podcasts. Okay. We are huge promoters of all podcasts.
So when I first got the website up and running and I asked for people's help to plug the website, the first podcast to help us was the Blue Recluse.
Good podcast.
Yep. So they are both creating a PvP character, Iron Man. One is going to go Horde and one is going to go Ally. And if they cross paths, they cross paths, but it's going to be a competition of who's able to get higher, right? And I've kind of wanted to do a PvP one. There's been people coming to me saying, "Oh, you shouldn't allow PvP deaths." I'm like, but there's no way for me to tell that you've been killed by another player.
Sure.
What do you want me to do, right? And I want to do a bunch of other things, but
has anybody nobody's successfully done the Ironman challenge
on the PvP? No way.
How would that happen? You would almost have to hide the time in a bush.
Well, if you go roll on a rogue, at least your chances are a little bit better. Maybe a druid as well, because you can prowl. But besides that, because you can't do a spec, you're.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you considered putting the challenge out there? And be like, look, we have to get someone. We
still don't have a PvP mage, a warrior, and a shaman to hit level 100 or to hit max at any time. In Cataclysm, Mists, and I put that out there, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll do it." And so far, nothing.
I think we should go on a joint venture of a contest and offer a prize so epic that it will draw people into the PvP aspect and see who can be the first person to break that record.
If you can be the first mage to hit 100 on Ironman on a PvP server.
Here's the thing. If you roll
I'll send you Tim Tams.
Warrior, Tim Tams. You can't take those because I thought those were bells.
Already trying to give away my stuff, bruh. You want Rockstar? I want Tim Tams. It's an even exchange. You eat by Tim Tams, I kick you in the nuts, and I still keep my Rockstar. So
you'd have to click twice because one's the other side.
Whatever. I hate all of you.
I love it.
I hate all of you. So
really? Oh, there you go. See,
I know you have tons of questions for him.
Is thrown.
No.
Who, me?
Yeah, I know you have. You gotta have questions.
But no, some of the things I remember setting up. I actually started a character back in Cataclysm, and let me ask you, and I'm almost positive you do this. You allow Death Knights in it, correct?
Yes.
But how does that work?
But a lot of the hardcore folks are they frown upon it because they start so high. But it took me about 2 months to figure out how to actually get a character out of their starting zone because you have to get rid of your green gear. Mm-hmm. And so that first quest when you have to go kill the guy that's chained up and to prove yourself, you got to fight him naked because you're not allowed to use your green gear and you can die. So it's like, how many times are you going to re-roll that crap, right? And really, you can't do anything until you're like level 57. So you've got to grind from 55, 56, 57 until you can actually start to do the quest because
outside of the starting zone.
Yeah, no, well, still inside the starting zone, so that you don't get your arse kicked because, I mean, it's hard.
Isn't the majority of the quests in that starting zone, they all end up giving you blues because that was...
So you've got to save up your gold and buy white gear, and you got to hope for an axe to drop off of the guys, right? And I was very lucky. I got a nice axe that deals 14.2 damage per second or something. And I was like, oh my god, it's a great piece! I can't believe it. So, who gets so excited over white gear? Iron Man do. So, I mean, that zone is very hard, and that's the only reason why I would allow it. There was talk of when we do Legion, are we going to allow the new class in, right? And it's like,
that would be a huge conflict of interest, though. They're starting at 98,
here's the thing.
though.
Well, yeah, I would track them, but I'm not going to put them on our main list, right? Mm-hmm. And if you can make it up to 100, everyone's going to be like, oh, grats, but, it's not going to be the same as going from... going up to 110, right? It's not going to be the same as going from 1 to 110. At least with a Death Knight, you're halfway now, and I would compare getting out of that zone to the same as leveling up from 1 to 57, 8.
So while on the surface, it seems like a shortcut, but it's not.
It's not. No.
Damn, that would be
but the
painful.
vets out there, they definitely frown upon Death Knights and stuff like that because it's not part of the original rules. But because I am a promoter of all things, I want to include and not exclude.
I didn't hear about the Ironman challenge until 3 years ago. I was recruiting, and I hand recruit all. Well, we don't even recruit anymore because it really became larger than what I had ever intended. But when we were little guys and I was trying to recruit good players, just random everyday people that wanted a home for Riders of Rohan. I hand invite. I would see somebody in a lower level zone, and I remember that people, large guilds don't really invite the little guy. They want a maxed or close to max tune for rating purposes. So I took all the little people because when you take them when they're young, they're with you till death because they grow up from level 1 all the way to at the max at that point. I think it was 85. They grow up with you and they are loyal to the guild because you took them in when they were low level. So I had been recruiting and I would get people that would say, sorry, I'm doing the Ironman. I thought I was being blown off. And one day I was like, let me Google this crap. So I Googled and I was like, oh, that is a thing. They really weren't blowing me off. They were, because back then you couldn't be gilded. Yeah,
and that's because you got all the perks and stuff like that.
Right, all the experience perks, right? And that's not an issue currently. Somebody, one of my guildies who's not in the guild because of the Ironman thing, they wanted me to ask you if they're allowed to be gilded.
Yeah, back in the day, if your guild was level 2 or level 2, you would get the plus 5% XP bonus for all characters or something. Now, because Blizzard nerfed them, now all guilds are level 1. The only real benefits that you get is Hearthstone is cut in half. Not a bloke.
Now he realizes why halfway through the show I randomly lose concentration. And it's directly related to the chat that happens.
This is the charm of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're mean to me too, by the way.
And I think your riding speed or something is like increased by 10%. Yeah. So you do get a little bit of a perk, but not enough
not
to
anything for leveling
dissuade you. Yeah. Because social, you want to be social, right? So
I feel bad for those guys who couldn't do it gilded. They had to be alone.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too, and you're not allowed to have any buffs outside of the own buffs you can apply, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so say I make a priest and I'm running through Elven Forest and somebody says, here's Kings for you.
Right-click it off.
Does it show up as a buff, though,
No.
saying that you already had it?
No.
Okay, because that was my
It's
concern.
honor.
As long as
it's
you didn't kill it with the buff on, because assuming you're running, right?
But
I
technically you shouldn't have it.
can't track that he's gotten
Buffs.
a buff from some other Joe. Right?
And my next question is, what happens with monks? Are they allowed to use their accelerated learning?
Somebody asked me that, and I think no, because
I mean, it's a valid question because it's something
normally
their class
you would
provides
get
them.
it because it's their class, but the only reason why we said no is because it's an XP boost.
For real, yeah.
And you're still going from 1 to max, and it's tough because we say that warlocks are allowed to use health stones. Meanwhile, you're not allowed to use health potions.
I wouldn't allow a warlock to use a hellstone.
Yeah, because it's part of their
It's part of your class.
Yeah.
Like
But if I'm going to do it on a warlock, I would want to do it like everybody else, though. But that's just, I guess that's where honor comes in, where you would just have to decide what level you want to be at.
And two, I mean, if you roll a priest or if you roll a paladin or anything like that, they have healing spells that they are allowed to cast on themselves, but you're not allowed to use the health potions.
Right. Yep.
You know, because it's a class-based mechanic that's not requiring you to pick a spec. Yeah, you like your healthstone. You should be.
I would use my ember, but I wouldn't use my hellstone.
Right.
Well,
but that's what I was
you
concerned
can use your healthstone, and we actually make the code so that if we see that you did, it's okay. But if you're but if you use a healthstone and you're not a warlock, you will get dinged for it. Because we look at all that. We look at all the stats on the back end.
What are your statistics on people that get so far and then have to do it all over again because they can Because you've been watching for a long time. You know, I would rage like I would part the fucking Red Sea if I got all the way close to the end, and then how does that? Have you ever seen any reactions when that happens to people?
There are a lot of people. I've actually had first-hand reactions towards me because apparently it's my fault.
Right. Because you have control over them in game.
Absolutely.
Fully.
But there are characters that I'm just looking at my list from today's episode, and we had one dude die at level 87, level 83. It's just, and when you are that high and your tune dies, you're like one of two things. You're either like F damn shit, or you're like, okay, I gotta re-roll and let's get back at it. There's some people that leave for like a month.
Yeah.
Because they need that
for sure.
downtime of just what the F, right? You know, I tried and now 87 and you die and you're like, oh my God.
That's tears, a lot of tears, I would imagine.
There's some guys that play their tunes very fast and loose because they're so fast and loose.
I like fast and loose. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like
meat and potatoes. So
I didn't say it was fast and loose. I said I like fast and loose. So before people comment and be like, "Oh, Belle's fast and loose," no, I like fast and loose. I am not fast and loose.
So I mean, there's some guys that they know where to go to level and all that. So they level up pretty quickly.
I hope you choke to death.
It's funny stuff.
I'm pretty sure a little bit of that just came out my nose, but anyway.
Oh, no. So
I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Just let it go. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So
about people starting over when they die.
And now I have food in my mouth.
Because I know I've not done the Ironman challenge. I think I got to level 10. I died and I said, screw this, I'm not doing it. But I've done whatchamacallit's hardcore in Diablo 3.
Diablo, yep, it's the same thing.
You know, and I powered level through, and I was up to level 55, and I died, and I was devastated.
Yeah,
you know, and you sit there, and you just sit there, you stare at your screen for a certain point of time, going, I just fucking wasted all that time putting into this to die. It was something that never is for me. It was never something like, oh, I pulled too much. It was I didn't pay attention to one guy who came up behind me and smacked me.
Yeah,
and that's what worries me about doing the Ironman challenge. I said I've done to level 10 and have quit because I just couldn't handle it. But I couldn't imagine getting to level say 90 something And that actually brings up another point, too. What happens at 90 to 100? Garrison-wise?
You're allowed to use it. It's part of your...
Even with the
part of
XP
game.
things that are in there?
Yeah, because you don't get a lot of it. So, I mean, you could sit there the entire time and wait, but you don't get them that much. I mean, you'll get... I think you get one a day, but it's not even that much. So, have fun, I guess.
You would be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
And those, the rapid mind elixirs and the accelerated learning elixirs are from the thing. They can be tracked, right?
Yes, we do track elixirs. There are quests that do give you elixirs that we check to see if you have that quest, and if you got it, then you're allowed to have one elixir, and if you've got it and you use it, you're fine. But if you start using more elixirs than the quests that you should, we will find out, right? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there's one guy that made it to level 100, and he made it to 99 and then decided to do pet battles from 99 to 100 to play it safe.
There's a limit to how many you can do, isn't it?
Yeah, you're only allowed to do 9, and we knew from all of his achievements that you could see that he definitely did more, and so we had to give him a yellow flag instead of a full green, and he's like, well, I'll take it. So, okay. I just don't like being the bad guy in that, but there's nobody, I don't have anybody else, so it's just me here sitting behind 3 screens and writing some code.
I can imagine the frustration behind dying at a higher level, but then the sense of elation that must come from pinging 100 and doing the challenge properly. Man, that would just be unrivaled.
Personally, I don't even have one. I mean, my highest tune, because of all kinds of bullcrap and stuff, has been, I always get screwed around in Ashenvale at around like level 24. I mean, so I'm not even there, so I'm making a concerted effort this time around because I'm doing the website and all this stuff that I want to get one of each class up there, right? And so I'm playing things very, very safe. Like I'm going for gray quests because they give you a little bit of XP.
But there's no harm
But there's no harm because I vastly out-level everything, right? So
yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That would, yeah. No, I just quietly in the background, I just made a character. And,
of course you did, Precious.
Was it not a bloke?
Iron Bloke is on his way.
Oh, Iron Bloke.
Well,
you know what? That's one thing I was gonna say. If don't roll on a PvP and don't put iron in your name, because somebody on that PvP realm, when they find that you've got that iron in your name, you are a dead man.
You just got a bullseye on the back of your head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. It's funny, but don't do it.
That would be so wrong. You know what? I'm that type of
doing it.
No.
Well,
I would
actually,
be that type of asshole that would do that, though.
You know what? That's a big thing too. There's people like what's his name, Griff, who streams Ironman now, and there's been a few other folks that have, and don't just play it, because if you're too busy trying to look at a chat room and all this stuff and talk, you're not focused on 3 or 4 mobs that suddenly appear, and then
you're dead at level 87.
And then you're like,
why was I on Facebook?
Griff died because he was in northern Barrens and decided to absent-mindedly attack a level 90 orc that was part of the siege stuff, which is still there, and one shot, and he's like, what just happened? Like, well, you weren't paying attention, dude. So it's just stuff like that. Like, that's just a prime, it's just like a prime example of why don't stream. Don't.
It definitely requires a lot of concentration.
Well,
so automatically I know it's going to take me like 10 years to do it.
I would love for everyone to stream and do it, but if you want to get max, don't. That's the only thing I'd say is don't do it. So.
Sorry about that. I'm having a guild crisis, of course, in the middle of the show. God forbid I have an hour to myself to do anything that I like because people in my guild can't behave themselves. It is what it is.
So
This is
does
a life.
that mean that to go in your guild chat and tell them the crap up, dude?
Right? So let's, I want you guys to go and check out wowchallenges.com. And I'm going to have I'm going to have Stone's Twitter and all that stuff so that you guys can go check that out. If you haven't been involved and you don't know much about it, I encourage you guys to educate yourself and go see what he's got going on over there. If you are somebody that's followed it, why don't you roll a tune and let's see who's going to do the PvP.
Point out that Stone's Twitter is, while it is used for Ironman challenges, there is also quite regular updates about his barbecue, and most of them are quite mouthwatering. So if you're into grilling and barbecue, that's the place to be. And you get some WoW info on the side.
I'm sorry, dude.
You're killing me. It's coming up grill season here, so you'll be getting your own back.
Well, over here, I don't care if it snows or not. We still grill.
No,
I will actually take the shovel and get rid of all the snow around it. So I've got like a little 5-foot little area where I can actually go walk in front of it.
Nice.
Just gotta make the fire big enough to melt the area.
Oh.
So let us
send dick pics to bell@buncast.net.
Nope, not dick pics, just ball pics.
I already did.
Nice.
Makes two of us.
Sweet.
Let's talk about our week in WoW because I'm 2 seconds away from exploding. You guys have the privilege of seeing fuckery unravel live on camera. So before I literally have a complete and utter public meltdown, let's get into our weeks in WoW. Lycan, what did you do this week?
Raiding, of course. We did raiding in Hellfire Citadel. This is the first week that we really had the two teams together, and actually it was really fun. We made it all the way up to Tyrant Valhuri, I think is what we're going to start on tomorrow night. So it's actually going pretty good. I did get an email, though, from a guildie. The guildie's name is Chris Bailey, and I was told to tell you that she is an Aussie as well. And I've been holding on to this email for a while. And that she also loves Vegemite.
Automatically don't like where this is going. When you
no, it's all
Aussie.
good though. She wanted to talk to me about a story background for her hunter. The name of her hunter in our guild is called Hunsa, and what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and I'm going to take what she wrote to me and actually put it up on the Facebook page as well, so that this way there's a nice record of it, a nice thing for people to see. So with this, Chris, I haven't been actually ignoring you. Just haven't had a chance to get on the show when Bloke's been actually out here as well. But she wrote up a really good background for her hunter, and I don't remember, about 10, 15 episodes ago, we were talking about how to do backgrounds for your mains, and she took a lot of my ideas and put them to that. And really had a good write-up. Other than that, just been pet battling my life away. I think I've got 42 pets from 1 to level 21.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's only since the pet battle was.
Since got the XP this week.
Yeah, the XP boost. So that was what, Wednesday? Yeah. So Wednesday I started the pet battle.
Since Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get tons of XP. I mean, this is the time to do it.
I have 25% lesser pet treats. I have 50% pet treats, plus the hat that gives you another 10%.
Yep.
And if you use all three of them, plus the experience, you can level any pet from 1 to 21 in one battle.
Nice.
If you do it right. And I've gotten 42 pets up so far. I haven't even done my pets for today, so that'll be another 18 pets by the end of the night.
How do you kill that which has no life?
But it's so much fun. It's like I'm banging through the pets. I've got most of my blue pets that I've had at level 1 almost to max level, and I only got to go 4 levels with them to finish them off. So that was a thing. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Insane Pain Game. He has started a Warcraft pet battle site on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Warcraft pet battles. He does a lot of our videos for the PDQs for our pet battling stuff.
That mofo's been slacking. And I know he's
been
listening to this. You better get on your game, bruh. Anyway, I'm done.
No, that's fine. I was actually just yelling at him before about doing some pet battling videos, and we were talking about it this week. But yeah, definitely want to check it out. Warcraft Pet Battles on Facebook. It's a new page, just started last week. But if it's anything for what Insane Pain Game does, it's going to be great. And that's it. Your turn.
No, it's actually Bloke's turn.
I have Oh.
Hey, hey, hey.
That's my sassy. This is my
Yeah,
sassy.
I was waiting for the hi. Ovation, I have not really done any reading or anything like that. I've still been. I've had a pretty hectic personal life going on for the last week, 2 weeks. So I've only been chipping away at the game in little bits and pieces. I've been going back and doing just really random achievements, the real simple stuff that I can knock out really quickly, and it's stuff like Draenor cuisine, where you try all the different foods, or just doing like the old runs for the pets, for the rating for rating with leashes achievements. And I've been just doing it on different characters, so that if I don't get the pets, I at least get some old school transmogs going, and that quite literally has been the very minimal amount of time that I've had to play in the last sort of week and a half, 2 weeks. But the only other time was is supervising, like I was saying at the start of the show, supervising Mrs. Bloke and Little Bloke, who they've been having a ball, and I may as well tell I worked night shifts and I was real tired and I've gone to bed, and through 2 walls and a hallway I heard all this screaming and carrying on from the pair of them, and I've come out to see what was going on. And they were in a cave in Elwyn Forest that was infested with spiders. Apparently took a wrong turn, scared the crap out of my wife, and she freaked out because she doesn't like spiders, let alone spiders that can actually attack her, which made her get more lost. And Little Bloke was just far too entertained by his mum screaming, so he wasn't helping and sat there laughing at his mum, and basically the whole world collapsed on top of her, and we sat there laughing. So that was pretty much my whole week in WoW. I did nothing and then laughed at my wife because she's scared of spiders. So I get 5 points for asshole factor at least. The only other stuff I've been doing is not necessarily in game. I've been spending some quality time with our fellow Blizz nerds, who we're working in conjunction with at BlizzCon for the Blizz Nerd dinner, and hanging out and getting to know all those folks, and seeing a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and really sort of getting to know the people in the community, who I must admit are all quite amazing. So there you go. That's it. That's me.
Can I throw something else in there?
Can you
No.
roll?
I forgot to mention that I had to delete a pet last night.
Why?
Delete a level. It was a level 1 pet, but I had to delete. It was one of the rare ones you get out of Black Temple, or one of them. I think it was Black Temple. I got a whisper from a friend of mine. He said, "Hey, do you have Grotesque?" I'm like, "I sure do." And this was Vane. I'm going to throw him under the bus because this is Vane from the stream.
Yeah, he
goes,
needed it for us.
"Can you
Thank
borrow
you.
it?" I'm like, "Sure, I can let you use it." He goes, "I just want to get the achievement and get it back." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm walking guild chat, and I watch Vane get the achievement, Dark get the achievement, Zarth get the achievement, Bell get the achievement, and then it comes back to me by Vane again. And I'm going, "You dirty people. That's like taking my girlfriend out. I give him to a buddy and say, 'Here, buddy, you can have her for a night,' and 5 other guys using her."
Jesus.
It's a very strong metaphor.
It is. But
Wow.
I had to delete. I deleted the pet.
Actually-
it felt dirty.
You just reminded me of something. I did do something this week, and I did have to delete something. This is how you reminded me. I had to delete something this week, and you will love what it was. Of all the things in this game that I had to delete, what would you ideally think that would be? I'll give you a clue. It was the Drake of the Southeast Winds, or whatever the crap it was, the one you're still chasing. And I've now got 3 times and had to delete twice.
And Alakir?
Yeah, that's
the throne?
Yeah.
Because I'm a mount collector too, dude.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I shall sacrifice.
Oh, I've got it now.
Stone, what did you do this weekend? Wow. What do you do when you're doing things?
Mount collecting, raiding, and dabbling with a little bit of PvP in your guild. PvP.
Oh, so yeah, that's right. You play PvP.
Yeah, I don't do PvP very well because people don't stand still and die. Just let me kill you. So, no, I'm very much a mount guy, and what's really, really cheesing me off is I'm doing heroic dragon soul, and I want to get life binders.
Mm-hmm.
And twice I've got the blazing drake. I'm like, if you're gonna give me a mount, give me the life binder mount for, you know.
Yeah.
And so really, I need 3 other raid mounts: is the life binder, and I need the Barrament 52B, and then I can get the hell out of there. And then I need the Alis Resort, and then I'm done with Cataclysm. So I'm like,
we might have to work something out behind the scenes there, because there's some mutually beneficial raid runs there. Because I haven't got Blazing Drake, so we should be a good team.
I need 4 drakes, and they're all the hard ones that I'm not really about that farming life.
Hard ones?
Because you're like Thug Life, you're like PvP.
Yeah.
No.
If it requires her to farm anything
last night playing, holy crap, man.
Well, as soon as it's my weekend, wow, I sure am going to make you eat your words, Lycan, because I got a whole update of shit that's been going on this week in Bellland.
So, what have you been up to this week in Bellland?
My nerd points went up like 1,000 this week, right? So remember, I've been talking to you guys the last couple of weeks. What I do at the end of every expansion is I go through and do all the shit that I hated to do, and I force myself to do it until I love it. So maxed out my fishing, got a crap ton of the fishing achievements, all the old fishing achievements, still have more to go. Working on that stupid stable where you got to go train the crap every day. It's really easy, but it's just tedious.
Just finished that now.
Got my inn level 3, got my barracks level 3. All of my things are level 3 with the exception of my stables and my menagerie, which I'm like 55, 56 pet battles away from my menagerie. I'm 40 pets away from the 250 rare unique pets, whatever it is, unique.
Borrow a couple of
the unique pets. I have been literally, look at my achievements. I've been doing things this week. I've been rep farming every day on Timeless Isle because I want to get exalted. Here's what I've been doing. So Draenor is now 100% exalted with all of the things in Draenor. So now I'm going back and doing all of the shit that I didn't like, and I'm starting with Pandaria. I'm going to get exalted with all the rest of the Pandaria reps that I have left to get exalted with. Then I'm going to go back to each section and get exalted. And I want to be, before Legion comes out, I want to be exalted with every single rep I'm able to be exalted with.
Molten Core? Because that's going to take you a long time.
And I've been doing Timeless Isle because I'm 71% in at Exalted for Emperor Shao, and it's easy to solo now. I just go to Ordon Sanctuary and do the damn thing. But I've been grinding, so the person that hates grinding, I've been doing it.
You want me to make you quit that rep grind right now? Go start grinding out Ogrelon, see what you think.
What?
Yeah. Ogrelon, BC, man. Just have fun.
Yeah, but MC is not great either, because then you only get rep from bosses, man, and it takes a long time.
Up until the end of Revered, when you start getting to when you're going from Revered to Exalted, you only get XP rep points from killing the boss.
Maxed out my shipyard. 1 mission away from having my hat, my naval hat. I literally have been, people are like, wow, those achievements though. Like, I've been going back and doing all of the different, next on my list is archaeology.
Fun.
I don't like it, but that's what my focus is.
Compared to fishing, archaeology's a blast.
And let me tell you what's been great about this focus. So, the other day, I was talking to a friend, and I was just saying, this is how I don't get bored. I don't get bored when we run out of content while we're waiting for new stuff to come out, because I find new and different things that I might not have done in the previous expansions. And I find the love for different aspects, and I make that kind of my obsession. Fishing was my obsession all of last week, and I every single day did it. It's backwards. Was it backwards to you guys?
Yeah.
I can read it because, your brain's trained to,
Damn it.
Ew.
Bullshit.
But Yeah, I typically I like to find the magic again. I get really nostalgic when, I was on Timeless Isle and I was remembering me and my husband used to be the greeters. We were the guild greeters when new levels in Mists of Pandaria would max out. We would take them to Timeless Isle and give them the tour and take them to do all their rares and get their gear. We would do the suicide mission into Ordon Sanctuary to get that treasure chest. Like all those things that I loved about Mists of Pandaria now that I'm back on there doing all the different rep grinding and the different I'm going to get Lore Master because I didn't do that for Pandaria either. I'm
sorry. I can just see. I'm laughing because I can see you walking through, like RP walking through the Timeless Isle, and on the left we have Ordo Sanctuary, and we're walking.
It was really like that. We would be in Vent, and me and my husband would be leading the pack, and we would have a group, and we would just be barreling through, and it really was like that. Here's where you can get your this. Here's how you. We were the one-stop shop for all the people in the guild, and I mean nobody knows Timeless Isle like my husband does, but it was really nice to be for that nostalgia. And one of my favorite moments was when you're standing at the bottom where you camp Hulan, and the champions of the Black Flame are doing that walk down. Like, I would stand in front of them and slowly walk backwards because just watching them walk was like,
oh my god, I can see what this is.
Like, and the music's in the background, and you're like, these guys are just so OP, I don't even want to kill them, but I really want your pretty daggers, which I did get. I did get in Mists of Pandaria. I got their daggers, and some guy was really mean to me when I got the daggers. He had been camping champs for like a month, and I got the daggers. I didn't know what they were, and do
you stand in front of them and be like, "You shall not pass"?
Well, you would think I would with my Lord of the Rings thing, but no, literally, like they were beautiful because they were just badasses. They had like the swagger when they're walking down, and you knew they were just gonna like pummel you if you didn't have backup. But it's those moments of nostalgia is the reason why I don't get bored, because I find those old things to do. So if you guys are like me and you struggle, and even most of you might have done all this stuff in previous expansions, but I'm sure there's achievements out there that you haven't completed. I'm sure there's reps out there you haven't completed. I got the Tabard of Illidari. That looks badass on a Warlock. Just going to throw that out there. That was a super easy 6-minute quest, but go find the things that you didn't know about and rediscover the love for things, because that's.
And if you get stuck with the achievements, sing out on Facebook or email or Twitch or whatever. Get in contact with us, because there's enough of us that are doing this sort of stuff now, and we're happy to give you a hand. I know that I am, because there was a bunch of people ages ago that gave me a hand doing some of the achievements that I was struggling with, and I've always believed in paying it forward. And who knows, you might actually enjoy seeing some of the old content that you didn't necessarily get all the way through, or a different reward or achievement or something that you didn't get through last time.
That was a very good pep talk, Bloke. I'm very impressed.
Go Team Huge Bloke!
Part of our continuing effort to keep World of Warcraft fresh for those who are veteran players, and to introduce exciting things for people that are maybe just joining the game. Maybe you're just discovering your love for World of Warcraft. PDQ, it will be starting next week every Thursday. PDQ will be releasing the Azeroth Zone Throwback Thursday. We've already got the first video done. What we're doing is all of us on the PDQ are going to be tackling all of the zones in Azeroth. We're going to be doing a nice fly-through, talking about the history of the zone, what expansion it came out, what you did there, what races you can find there, and some of your Easter eggs that you wouldn't know about, and just really highlighting those zones in video. The reason for this is just there's lots of zone videos out there from previous guides from when stuff was difficult and things like that, but this is more of a highlighting and a remembrance of nostalgia for these zones. What happens when we go from expansion to expansion is the previous stuff just falls to the wayside. Now we have boosting characters, so you're missing all of that stuff. I hadn't been back to some of these zones that I visited in the last week to do things in so long that literally, like, my heart skipped a beat hopping onto these maps for the first time in a really long time. So we're doing that over at the PDQ to kind of bring you guys back into maybe things you don't remember, and maybe if you're new, maybe you never knew these things like the log ride in Grizzly Hills and stuff like that. So be looking forward to that. We're going to be releasing a new zone video every Thursday for that.
That was me going back to Ironforge for Brewfest, because I don't go to Ironforge for anything. I'm like, oh, holy crap, how do you get out of this? The game.
The game.
Like, because you don't go there.
It's built to keep you in. Ironforge. All hell is officially broken loose in Right.
I feel bad for Stone. For those who aren't watching the video, Stone's video has been showing everything backwards. At least the dyslexics that watch the show are going to have a great time knowing your website.
You know what?
So we're good there.
I threw the pad, and I can't find it. I went to look for it. I can't find it.
God doesn't like ugly. I mean, he's not too fond of pretty, but you threw that, and he's like, you don't get a pad now. I'm taking it. Also, on another note, completely unrelated, you guys know I've been on my Star Trek binge. These are not new episodes to me. I watched them in '93 when the first season came out for Next Generation. So I'm watching earlier, and it occurs to me that Apple steals the freaking iPad from Star Trek because they had they're called pads, which is personal access data display or whatever. But literally, Apple stole that crap from Jean-Luc. I'm very upset that was even a thing.
Yep.
Dr. Crusher had that shit way before Apple.
Acid and watch Star Trek. It happened like that. That's how it did.
Yeah, I've been on my everything is Star Trek related. I was fighting with my daughter the other day, and I said something about there must have been a break in the space-time continuum or something, and my husband's like, you're cut off. You're not allowed to watch it anymore.
Nothing wrong with Star Trek. Nothing at all.
Yeah, so it's been...
there's another person going off my friends list. Star Wars forever, folks.
Oh, you're selfish. Well, I was going to binge watch Lord of the Rings this weekend, but instead it's going to be whatever. I don't even know.
I can do it this end. This end, I can't do it. And
I can, but
I can't do it the other one. I can't.
But if you notice, they always start, and you could tell that they always really struggle. Like they,
he just can't take it.
I thought it was that. Oh, that's something different.
That's
the shocker.
Very different. That means a bumper sticker is coming
and,
your turn.
And this is the shocker down in the south.
This is why, ladies and gents, we're never going to be anything important in life because we bring you all of the grossness that is.
Lita is going to.
You don't get on any other
around.
show. The little people appreciate us.
Lita told me to be quiet, and what are you doing? That's blokes.
You hear that?
Somebody's audio. I don't know. It makes me want to cry.
Yeah, it's blokes.
Probably.
It's because he's in Australia.
Some spaghetti cans.
It's the dental floss holding the spaghetti cans.
That's really awkward. Well, we're pretty much approaching the end. You guys have noticed that with the new interface, our Twitter information's been on there. I'm going to push the Twitter a little bit more. That seems to be where all the things are happening at, and that seems to be where I'm most active as well. So make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. Make sure you guys go to wowchallenges.com and go see what Stone has going on over there. Make sure you go to check out his podcast. It's a monthly podcast. He's got Lita and I think Rogue Slayer's on there. Makes an appearance randomly. So make sure you guys go and support. We want to support people that are giving back to the community and not asking anything in return because that's really what makes a gamer, in our opinion. Really. Well, and no, don't send me your ball picks. It looks like ball pies. I don't want those either.
It does look like ball pies.
Does it say pies?
It looks like I don't want ball pies or ball picks or ball tacos for that matter. I don't want any of the things that have
tacos are something totally different.
As long as they're fast and loose.
I don't want any of those things. So
there we go.
Make sure you guys go to PwnCastDailyQuest.com. Also, you guys have probably noticed that PwnCast.net, which is our podcast website, is down at the moment. I'm in the process of moving things over to our new platform and making it where you can easily download the episode from the site for all of those things and getting it mobile ready and doing all the fun stuff. So that those of you who use iTunes and those of you who use Stitcher, you can go to just one site to get all of your things without having to be concerned with what device you are using. So we are actually going to get on out of here. Stone, it was a pleasure having you on. I definitely know that we are going to have you back for sure.
I will be on anytime.
I think that's awesome.
Just call.
We love finding fellow nerds. We are a lover of all podcasts. You know, before any of us started even bothering with podcasts, we're huge fans. So when another podcast follows me on Twitter, I'm like, they're following me. Yep. Lita followed me, guys. Lita followed me. And everybody's like, nobody cares. Send taco pics to Huge Bloke.
It's chicken. Chicken pics. Chicken.
Chicken tacos.
But we are going to get on out of here. Now is that really awkward moment of the end of the show where we got to get on out of here. Make sure you go to PwnCastDailyQuest.com and also make sure to check out our Twitch. We are doing good things over there and our Facebook as well. And make sure you follow us on Twitter. You will get your daily dose of fun and fuckery as usual. We're going to get on out of here, guys. Thank you for spending your hour with us every week. We are
if you've got an action figure, now's the time to pull it out because Belle loves it.
No, because
he does up on his shelf. Look at him.
Quick, grab one, and throw his face in the camera.
This is my all-time favorite character, Dr. Doom. He is
I see you, Dr. Doom, and I'm 619.
Show just took a horrible turn for the worst. Make sure you guys like and comment. We love reading your comments every week. If you guys are new to us this week, we hope we brought you back.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
If we turned you off in any of our ball speak, then we're definitely not the right podcast for you because that's 99% of our conversations revolve around balls and tacos and stripper clubs. So, with that being said, we are going to get the hell on out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
We really are going to need that true discretion is advised.
We didn't send anybody this week, I don't think.
Dyslexics.
Dyslexics.